It's showtime.
BSnBeer Media in association with STWF TV, the podcasting network. We present to you the Frenemies Fantasy Football Podcast.
That's right. The Frenemies Fantasy Football Podcast is back. I'm your host, Dale. I've got Tim with me. What's up, man?
What's going on, Dale?
And I also got Kyle. What's going on?
What's up, everybody? I'm so happy. So happy.
Let's go, baby. The season is starting today. It is Thursday. It is time, almost time for the Chiefs and the Lions to kick off. We're going to be picking that game in just a bit. Fellas, how you guys enjoyed the offseason so far? Was it good?
I was super busy with the kids running around. I have a kid that's walking. He's a walker.
What?
Yeah,
what?
man. Dude, in the last month, it's been crazy. So it's really helped like that and baseball, I guess, has got me through.
Yeah.
So I'm very happy that we got to this day and we made it out. So we're here.
Shout out baby Ray walking.
So Ray's playing baseball already.
Oh man.
Is that it?
Oh, I don't know. I feel like he's more like a soccer build right now. So
all right.
You know,
Yeah.
you can go play with Lionel Messi in the MLS. So there you go.
Tim is ready to he's ready to coach your kid. That's what it is.
Oh man. I yell too much, man. You know.
Oh yeah.
When I coach, I'm yelling. So it was a lot of fun.
Tim is ready to get back out there and coach these kids, man. That's what Tim ready to do.
Yeah, I did. I coached softball for a lot of years, and it was a lot of fun, man. I enjoy it a lot. You can see them kids and hang out, and they say, "Oh, Coach Tim." They meets me and see me out in public. It's kind of cool, kind of fun. You'll be there one day, Kyle.
Hopefully sooner than later. I'm ready for that.
I want to mention that one of the highest points in my summer, was not having to talk to Dale every week. Okay.
No idea where you're going with that, but
I mean, I'm just saying. I talked to Dale less during the off season because I don't want him knowing shit what I'm gonna do. Nothing. He uses everything I tell him. He uses against me, and in fantasy football. And so, like, our friendship is really got a thing in it because of fantasy football.
It's the reason the show is called Frenemies.
That's right. That's right.
There was no other name for this show, but it was gonna be me and you. Okay. Oh man. All right. Well, let's start off. Let's go around the room and see what everybody's drinking. Kyle, what you got?
It's beautiful. It's very, very strong. That Elysian Space Dust IPA.
That sounds good.
I feel like the older we're getting, the more I want something that's just going to put me on my ass. I don't have to drink a whole 12 pack of it. So I really went through. I was looking at the IPAs and I'm like, okay, this is 6. This is just under 6. This one says 7. And then I get to Space Dust and this is 8.2%.
Damn.
So I'm thinking, yeah. We actually usually get this when we go out to Twin Peaks. Me and the right brothers. Yeah, that's good stuff though.
Did you hear what he said, Dale? He insulted us too. He said, as we're getting older. Yeah. Did you hear that?
Even Raymond is getting older. Everybody's
getting older.
We're all.
You take it.
Oh man. All right, Tim, what you got?
Oh shit. Hey, wait, I'm about to pop it right now. You hear?
There we go.
My working man's beer. Modelo, number 1. Hey, make my screen. You gotta make my screen smaller, man. I got my bedroom this time, okay? All right, you can't be doing all that.
Into the beer, all right? That's all I'm trying to do.
Yeah, you gonna see my laundry in the chair,
Oh, that's all good. It's all good.
Yeah.
The ratings are jumping up because of that right there. I'm telling you.
No, they're not.
We got some Cowboy fans chiming in. There they go. Dallas Cowboys for life. You got their own channel.
Shout out to CD Lamb. Love it, man.
Appreciate everybody. It's back together weekend. All right. Okay, we're back together. So it's all love right now. We got love for Colorado fans.
Yeah, right now.
Right now. Yeah. Everybody's 0-0. We happy.
So, what you got, Dale? What you got?
So I am drinking tequila Jose Cuervo because I ran out of my what?
But what you're drinking is pink in the glass right there. I see.
Yeah. It's Jose Cuervo mixed in with watermelon juice.
Jose Cuervo.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I didn't know if that was like another brand, Jose Cuervo, like totally like
whatever they call them. I call it whatever they call it. Want me to call it if they want to sponsor. So.
Oh, it's like the Margaritaville. The Margaritaville. Yeah.
Too soon. Hey,
yeah.
Come on.
I was ahead of my time there with the Margaritaville tequila. Y'all made fun of me. And now the great one is gone. All right.
Oh,
yeah.
So I enjoyed him while he was here. How about you? All right. So before we get into the show here, we got another question. It's look like a starter sick kind of question. Debating starting Sky Moore today or Kirk, assuming it's Christian Kirk. Should they do it? So what do you think? Sky Moore, Christian Kirk?
He's got that thing where I do the same thing, where like you're waiting all week for your game, and you got your matchup, and it's Thursday, and there's a game on Thursday, and you have one player that's like he's a flex option.
Yes.
Oh, bro.
Yeah.
I know how it is. I feel that, but Christian Kirk, I'm sorry. Like my answer is Christian Kirk, like 1,000%. Okay. Jacksonville Jaguars, any of those wide receivers right now, I'm like so high on. It's week 0, so I'm like still thinking they're the best in the business until they prove me wrong. So that's just my opinion. Tim, you might have something else, but
yeah, I got first off, if the guy is in your flex, you should move him into your wide receiver spot so you have your flex open for something else.
Yes, do not start players who play on Thursday in the flex.
No. Even early morning Sunday games, I try to move them out. I just do my latest dude in the flex.
The latest guy goes to the flex, yes.
Yep. I do agree, Christian Kirk, though. All right. Now Sky Moore, I think this question also is pivoted upon because Kelsey's out. I don't know if you guys saw that.
Right.
Kelsey's rolled out for the day.
Yep.
And my only problem with that is that like you don't know where the ball is going to go when it comes to Patrick Mahomes after Kelsey. Mm-hmm. We don't really know who's going to be the number 2 on a normal day. And so like even today I'm going, what are we going to go? Most vacated targets do end up going to the running back though. So it might be a good running back day for KC. But on this question alone, I stand with Christian Kirk right now.
Yep, it's a clean sweep. Christian Kirk is the way to go there. So hopefully you listen and hopefully you win your game unless you're playing me.
All
right. So let's get into the news. Today we got a game, of course. And Travis Kelce is out for tonight's game. He's dealing with the knee injury. It's a hyperextension of the knee. From what I heard, this isn't supposed to be lingering. The hyperextension is not supposed to be a really serious kind of injury. So you should be fine starting him whenever he comes back. But he's definitely not playing tonight. Any more thoughts on Kelce or Kansas City in general?
I mean, this is I just feel so awful for all these people coming up. They took him 5th, 6th, literally in just about every draft I was in. He was first round gone. It really doesn't sound like something that's going to linger him. And I feel like, Kansas City's one of those teams, like beginning of the season, they're still trying to figure it out. And then down the road, they're like firing on all cylinders. They're running in circles in the backfield and then running plays. Like y'all seen that, like they can just do whatever they want. So I wouldn't worry about it. I would just, spot start a tight end and just move on with your life and expect him to come back.
Yep. Shout out to my guy, Uncle Leroy Jr. It's his birthday today. So happy birthday to you.
Leroy.
That's right, Uncle Leroy Jr. This is Sports Talk with Friends. STWF TV. That's right.
All right. We had a listener pop in just a second ago too.
Yeah. Thanks for the advice, Christian Kirk. So, yep, good stuff. And yeah, chimed in. Kelsey is going to impact that offense. So yeah.
So gonna be sharing the ball a lot more.
Yep. The next news item I have: Dalvin Cook signed with the Jets. We missed that because we weren't here talking about it, but signed with the Jets. But he had the lingering shoulder injury, which he's been having for years. But he's declared good to go for week 1. How you guys feeling about Dalvin Cook?
I think that, and Tim backed me up, that all depends on Breece Hall and how he's feeling. I know we all saw that Q right next to his name. I didn't care too much about it. I still want him on my team. I still like Breece Hall as the RB1. But I know Tim's got his thing about running backs coming back off of an ACL and this and that. But I love everything about the Jets offense right now. I watched Hard Knocks like a few times over. It was like damn good this year. I don't know why. I'm like sold on the Jets and their offense. So you plugging in Dalvin Cook, he's going to be a great spot start. He's not your RB1. He's not RB2. He's a flex option. Let's get it, don't get it twisted. But I think anybody on the Jets in a Jets uniform this season, like, look out, bro. You're going to have some points coming in. So
I think that Cook's going to end up being the main back in the early season. They're going to let Breece kind of work himself in along the way. So I'm expecting Cook. I mean, on a dynasty spot, like I'm expecting Cook to kind of come in and kill it, and I'm going to trade him like before. If I had Cook, that's what I would want to. And then trade Cook away because there's going to be a transition between Cook and Breece, and I've got stock in these too, so I'm telling you all this with my own. My own team. I got him in 2 different leagues, so in dynasty, and that's been my thoughts with the Jets running back situation. I also agree though that Aaron Rodgers and the Jets offense is going to be pretty good.
Yeah,
some Garrett Wilson piece, and of course Rodgers has got some crap to prove. Maybe you can stay off those shrooms long enough.
we don't know that they're shrooms, do we? Something psychedelic, but something cooked up in a lab. Who knows?
Yeah, who knows?
All right. Question from Facebook: thoughts on J.K. Dobbins and James Cook for the season?
Oh wow!
So, what do your rankings have James Cook in like dynasty here, Tim?
Oh, you asked me first. I was really hoping you're going to go to Cal first so that I'd have time to look this up real quick.
I mean, I feel like, stating the obvious here, but both offenses, are we not expecting like a ton of production from both of these squads? Like,
yeah,
I know
I
that,
do.
Bills like finished off their season. They're, they lost to Cincinnati and this and that, and they didn't look good, even in their playoff win. Whatever. Yeah. Like, they still have all the same pieces. They still have Josh Allen. I'm thinking both of those offenses and the way they're, constructed, both of those are awesome options. Dobbins obviously he's older. We don't, I'd much prefer James Cook in this situation if we're choosing between the two. But those two backs, they're RB1s. They're on a badass offense. Why not? I would roll with them. So
it was Dobbins and Cook, correct?
Yeah.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm going to switch. I'm going to switch gears opposite of Kyle on that. For dynasty purposes, I would prefer Dobbins. Just I do like the situation for both of them. They're both good RB2s. Great solution. Either way. But Dobbins is the one I would end up going with, mostly because Baltimore's a run heavy offense.
Yeah, I think the offense is going to change. It's going to be much more dynamic, I think. But for me, I'm picking J.K. Dobbins just because I know for sure he's the number one guy. Mm-hmm. Now, he may get hurt, and they may have other guys mix in with him, but he's still the number one option. Cook, on the other hand, maybe he's the number one option.
He looks like the number one option.
I mean, Harris is right there. Damon Harris is just right there. I can see him taking goal line carries away from him, which will plummet Cook's value. So I'm going with Dobbins.
All right.
All right. Well, we got one more question. Chandler Jones. Let's see.
I've seen the whole the thing about what he posted and how,
So yeah, but Chandler Jones has had some drama with the Raiders, and the Raiders have been having drama with their players like ever since McDaniels got into the building.
Yeah.
Like what?
Yeah.
Like what the hell's going on with the Raiders, Kyle?
I mean, it almost seems like he doesn't know how to control his players.
Yeah.
And that's as a head coach, that's one of the main things that coaches struggle with. You can know X's and O's inside and out, and you can be a freaking genius. But if you can't have that locker room's respect and have your teams, the chemistry between the head coach and your players, I think that's a huge issue, and we can definitely see that going on in formerly Oakland, now Las Vegas Raiders. So
it's leadership skills. Leadership's a talent. It's a trait. Yeah, that sometimes you can be really good. We've seen this many times, like Kyle was alluding to, that really good offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator just doesn't end up transitioning into a head coach really well. And we've seen this before with McDaniels anyway when he was in Denver in the past.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah. Look, personal issues like that to me, man, it shouldn't really get in the way of football. And maybe I'm kind of misspeaking, calling it personal issues, but it always seemed to be an issue between the player and the coach there. And McDaniels, I think he needs to be a little bit more flexible to allow players more input and into the scheme and what they're doing. I watched quarterbacks on Netflix, and every week Andy Reid encourages his players to come up with plays, especially in the red zone.
Yeah.
And they're coming up with all kind of little stuff on their own, and then they show it to him. Yeah. And he's like, "Oh, that's pretty good. What are we gonna call that?" And then they put it in the playbook and they run it that week or whatever. That's the kind of leadership you need for a football team to encourage people to think outside the box.
Yeah, I like it.
Yep. All right. So this is a good one here. Pacheco tonight or D-Hop versus the Saints?
Oh man.
Kind of beside myself. What you think? So I've got Pacheco in one of my leagues, and actually this league I'm playing against Tim too. And
yeah.
And so I'm deciding between Pacheco and Rashad White. And everything is saying go Rashad White over Pacheco. But what do you think versus Pacheco versus D-Hop here? Because D-Hop could have a nice game, but he's going to go up against Lattimore 1-on-1. So
I think Pacheco, with Kelsey coming out, is probably going to get some checkdowns that he normally wouldn't get. So I think it's a great week to play Pacheco. Our rankings the rankings I've already got Pacheco higher before the Kelsey being called out. I already had Pacheco a little bit higher than Hopkins. So plus, this is a New Orleans podcast, man. Why you want to play Hopkins going against New Orleans, right?
Thank you. Thank you, Tim.
It's flex. You got to put them in that flex.
Yeah.
Oh man.
It's all about fantasy football here. This ain't about your actual team football. You got to win this game.
Oh, that's what Dale says right now. Yeah.
Oh man.
I mean, listening. Y'all talked about it on the beer run for this week. Y'all brought up a good point. There's 4 new starting offensive linemen for Tennessee.
Yeah.
Is that what I heard? Come on now. You're not going to have the chemistry down, and you're not going to be ready to come out and score 40 points when you're still – this is your first game. This is the first game of the season. You're not going to have it all ready to go. It's not going to be put together. You're not going to be – I'm sorry. I know there's preseason, I know there's practice, but real games is one thing, and you're just not going to be on the same page week 1, at 100% ready to go out there and just ball out. Especially a team like New Orleans, who has a good defense, who has Marshawn Lattimore, who's probably going to be on him literally the whole game. I would not feel safe about that. I would absolutely be going Pacheco. Love to see it tonight. So Yeah, I'm not feeling D-Hop or anybody on the Titans until they come out and show me something.
Okay. Yeah, the Titans I think they're going to be a work in progress because of that offensive line. But we'll get to that for sure coming up when we look at the game previews. That's all I got for news here. Let's move over to our draft recap because we just finished a couple of different drafts, and old Tim. I'm so excited. Oh my God.
That's right, baby. That's right.
So, so listen, here's my problem with Tim here, Kyle. Okay.
Singular problem, one problem. You have
one of my many problems.
He wins too much against me.
One of my many problems. Okay, so Tim wants to spike the football and do a touchdown dance after scoring, right? But it's like you know how the team just allows you to score because they want the ball, whatever. But that's what happened. Or even better example is this. It's like I don't know if you've seen this clip before, but it was like like a handicapped person. That was.
Did you call me Timmy? Am I Timmy?
Right.
I'm crippled fighting somebody. Is that what you just did?
That's really good, Tim. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And like they have the whole team out there with them, and they're like blocking, right? And the guys are supposed to be trying to tackle him, right? But he goes and he scores, and he celebrates. And this is what happens with Tim because people decide to auto draft or whatever, and they just let players fall to him, and he's doing a touchdown dance.
So stupid. Oh my gosh. He just put me in a cripple fight scenario. All right.
That's what happened, Tim. That is exactly what happened.
You're telling me to put the hat back on. I'm not gonna do it. All right, because you're a jackass. Oh my gosh. Wow.
I missed it.
That's what happened, Tim.
I missed this little rivalry. I love it.
So look, this is what happened. I had the number 4 pick overall. Okay. Dynasty draft, rookie draft, number 4 pick overall. Then I kind of lucked into getting it. Dale's got the. Is that my team? Yeah, show off my team. And I got Jahmyr Gibbs with the number 4 pick. All right, like that's crazy.
Ridiculous. There's no way you're supposed to get Gibbs with number 4.
That's right.
No way.
That's right. That's
no
true.
chance.
I know. And this is the thing, though. All right, is that Dale? He worked as the commissioner of this league. He works so damn hard to make sure I never win. that like 2 people in front of me were auto drafting, and they drafted defensive players first. And so, like, when John Robinson, 2 defensive players that don't really matter, you could have picked like in the 4th round, and because they kept all their offense, and then the computer just said, "Oh, you need defense, so we're going to draft defense for you." And here I am with Jahmyr Gibbs. And I look down, so we're at Twin Peaks, and they got them long tables outside. Do y'all have that too?
Mm-hmm, right? Yeah, the ones in Baton Rouge, yes.
Oh yeah. And the 3rd pick came up, and I was like at one end of the table, and Dale was at the other end. And I looked down, I'm like, Dale. And he's like, he sees my big ass smiling face, like the cat on the what's that? The
Alice in Wonderland.
That big ass smile. He's like, and he just shaking his head. He's all pissed. He's steaming. So here I got Jahmyr Gibbs, and I talked about it. I posted it on the show. We sent the link to everybody in the draft that was there at the draft. They all got that same link that I said. I hope Jahmyr Gibbs draws to number 4 for me, and here we are.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So that's my problem there, Kyle. Okay, it's the touchdown dance after they allowed him to score.
It's not my fault. Should I pick who should I pick?
Yeah. What was he supposed to burn his pick? It's okay, Tim.
No. I'm not saying you shouldn't have picked them. The touchdown dance is unnecessary.
Well, the touchdown dance. What he means by the touchdown dance is me texting him every second day, going, "I got Jahmyr Gibbs."
You didn't do anything.
That's the touchdown dance he's talking about. I failed to mention that part. I apologize.
You didn't do anything. You got to hand it to the player. Okay, cool. That's what it is. All right. So the BSnBeer Dynasty League, we have two leagues. We have a Dynasty League and a Redraft League. So with the Dynasty League, who do you think has the best team here?
Oh shit! Questions.
Because
our Flea Flicker League Dynasty 25 keeper, is that the one you're talking about?
yes, Flea Flicker 25 person.
Well, hear me out.
Sorry, 20. Is it 20?
25 keeper. It's 14 people.
It's 20.
14 team.
Yeah. 14 teams.
Yes.
Everyone, I swear to God, maybe it's just me. Like I understood it's a dynasty. Like you have players that you're going to keep and they're going to roll over, and you want them to essentially be young, right? Well,
yeah.
I don't know. I said, we're win now, okay? I'm not going to win down the road. I'm winning now. So I drafted. I have my quarterback is Aaron Rodgers. I have all kinds of players. Cooper Kupp. I took him because he's not young, but he's still a badass. He's out week 1, but he's Cooper Kupp. Like let's take him. I did not draft my team like in a dynasty type deal. I drafted like we're winning the Super Bowl this year.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say I had the best team. I loved my team. It was awesome. But down the road it's gonna be tough because I took old dudes, veterans. It's gonna be rough. But I'm winning now. The Super Bowl is happening now. So
you got Cooper Kupp, man. How you feeling about that pick right now?
I mean, he's out week 1, but what if he comes back and he resembles anything like Cooper Kupp?
Yeah.
So what's the deal with Kupp? It's a knee, right?
Yeah.
Because I've been hearing reports like this could be something he's going to be dealing with like the rest of his career or things like that.
I mean,
uncertain timetable.
No one really knows, but win now type scenario.
Yeah.
Between having Tyreek Hill, Calvin Ridley, and then replacing Cooper Kupp with either Jerry Jeudy or OBJ. Who we have no idea how OBJ is going to work out in Baltimore.
Right.
I just felt like, win now, like not worried about my future. I do have Kenneth Walker. He's still very young.
Yeah.
DeAndre Swift, I took in just about every single league I could.
I was about to get in before you sniped me.
I feel like drafting anywhere near Dale is rough. I had literally 3 straight players go. And go to Dale instead of me, but
just all the straight ones.
Yeah, exactly.
Is that? Yeah,
I think Carl Nassib retired. Actually,
he did.
You saw that, right? Yeah,
like that's news.
Player, you retired.
What do I need to see this news that dude retired? He wasn't that good anyway.
Because he was openly gay and he's openly trying to get attention. I don't know.
I didn't think he did bad. I clearly saw you were drafting to try to win now, personally. But it's the other side part about drafting with Dell right next to you is that he's always working to make sure you don't get the pick or whatever thing that you might want. He's like looking at your team going, oh my gosh, I want to get this because he might get that. And then I got to wait. And so.
That's too much work. What are you thinking about your team here, Tim?
So I'm going to give you my, some of my tips on when you do a dynasty startup, and I have this rebuild strategy that also works, in my opinion, towards a startup. And that's just draft your pass catchers first.
Okay.
All right. Because pass catchers take 3 to 4 years. Here's my whole theory. Pass catchers take 3 to 4 years to get good. All right. So in that 3 to 4 years, you might still suck. And that's a good thing because you're getting better picks. All right. And you just got to soak up the whole rebuild, like Green Bay this year. We're a rebuild. All right. And and so I got young wide receivers and that was my goal to come in. I got Kyle Pitts tight end and Kincaid. And so that was my goals, wide receivers, tight ends. And then I'll come back whenever I'm ready. I'll grab a quarterback here. Probably I always grab a quarterback 3rd or 4th round anyway in Dynasty. But the year I push to win, I'm going to draft running backs. I'm going to go running back heavy on the year I push to win. So that way, because running backs are always good like the year they come in. They can be good that year. So ends up working out.
Yeah.
So I'm not trying to I'm not trying to win, but I'm going to kick your butt this year, Dale.
Oh, okay. All right. There we go.
Is this the handicap league too, or are people just letting me win? Is that what that is again?
No, we just drafted here. So I mean, look.
All right.
No one is letting you win anything. Tim.
We don't know what's going to happen with this one yet.
Yeah.
Take credit, man. Anything you won, you won. Nobody's letting you win anything, bro.
Oh no, I don't.
Yo, they let him have Gibbs.
No,
they let him. They gave it to him.
That's rough, man.
But they did.
No sense.
All right. Hell, let me get the next fantasy league up here, because like I said, we got a redraft league and we have a dynasty league here. So okay, so I'll start off with my team here. So I went wide receiver heavy, just like you talked about there, Tim, with Garrett Wilson and AJ Brown, Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Yeah.
Look, I also like Evan Ingram, and I got him pretty late. And this was a tight end that I believe is coming up, like you said, Kyle, that Jacksonville offense. I think the Jacksonville offense is going to be pretty good this year. So I wanted to get some pieces of that. Yeah. I'm not too excited about my running back situation. I did get Gibbs and Dobbins, but Aaron Jones, like nobody's really like a go-to guy.
Madison, I'm still so like undecided on Madison.
Right.
Like the stat line where like, anytime he starts, he does great. I just like I'm still so undecided on Madison. I feel like it's got to be more the Minnesota offense that's going to carry him, and they have to play well. He has to be, running behind an O-line that's blocking really well.
Yeah.
He's still a question mark, but I did draft him. I do like that pick. He's not a bad option. He's the RB1 100%, so never a bad option.
This is also an 8-team league, by the way, everybody. So
yeah, 8 teams.
Some of these teams are bloated more than they should be.
Oh, so loaded.
Yeah. And the last Dynasty League was 14-team league, which is kind of cool. It was kind of cool, really.
It's unique. First 14-team team I've ever been in, league I've ever been in. Kyle, let's talk about your team here with Justin Fields at quarterback. What were you thinking there, Justin Fields?
I listened. I was part of our podcast last season, and I listened to the host. He went on and on and on about this guy. I'm kidding. Honestly, like he's not a terrible fantasy option. He's coming into his own. I just want to point out, like, the Lions might be the best team in that division, and that's not like saying a whole lot. Like, I'm just saying, like, the division is very winnable and very, he can really scoop up some points in those 6 games he's playing against those guys. So
yeah,
I'm I'm not going to say I'm on the Justin Fields train yet, but no, I did draft him. I thought he was a good pickup at the spot I took him. I mean,
you need to put Jonathan Taylor on IR, dude.
That's what I'm saying, man. Like this team, when you have this 8-man, like, oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's actually not a bad team here. I'm really looking at it. I mean, look at your wide receivers, Hill and Diggs and Metcalf, then Ridley too, and then McLaurin on the bench. Like, not bad at all.
The thing is, like, I'm not a good IDP drafter. Like, I want a big name. Like, you see, I have Tremaine Edmonds, Aaron Donald, Micah Fitzpatrick. They're all like big names. Like you're seeing these guys on NFL Top 100, whatever. But like as the season progresses, IDPs are these guys that just come up and they have these badass seasons, and they're like, playing out of their minds.
What's his name again?
I don't know their names, but he's projected to have like 15 a game. Like, what the hell?
I've never heard of this guy before.
Yeah, they're scheme guys, kind of like offense. There's a defense.
Like the IDP aspect is always tough. Like I've done it a bunch of times, and I know that I'm just not good at it. I always look for big names, and those big names are gonna, they might let you down. So.
Well, I say the main thing with that is don't be married to, especially in this league, because it's eight teams. Like, there's a million players out there.
That's advice from 2 divorced guys, Kyle. Don't be married.
You know what? Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. I feel like I have those guys. If they're not playing that week, I'm picking somebody up on the roster spot on the waiver wire, and I'm just moving on.
That's how you do it.
That's right. That 14-team league, we had 6 IDPs, and I have 6 total IDP players. So it's like I'm just not worried about that. That's going to be my, that's going to be my defense. That's going to be my kicker. That you can make a good call on a kicker, but then again, they're not going to, win or lose the game for you. So
kickers should be banned from fantasy altogether.
I know you hate kickers.
Notice this league has no kickers the way God intended.
Yeah, he hates kickers more than he hates me.
I don't know about that.
That would be saying a whole lot.
All right, tell your team here.
Oh yeah. I went running back heavy the whole situation. I don't know if y'all saw that too.
Yep.
But I was really with the 8-team league. I'm really kind of going like, hey, maybe if I can push the running backs down a little bit, I can have an advantage, right? Okay. So like I draft a few extra running backs, maybe I can have an advantage. But Nick, I got Chubb early, Bijan Robinson right after that, and I kind of tried to stay on the running back train as often as I could, but also whenever I would see a wide receiver in the lower, because I ranked in this one, I drafted by tiers. Where Dynasty, I don't really draft by tiers as much. But anyway, when I saw a wide receiver going at the bottom of the tier, I would try to grab that wide receiver over a running back, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And so, yeah, it was a lot of patience. And Dallas Goedert, he's going to kill it at tight end, top 5.
Okay. Go Bengals. Yep. Oh, yeah. We definitely wished Uncle Leroy Jr. happy birthday.
I didn't say he was turning 100. Damn.
I didn't 100. Ooh. Yeah.
Right.
What's your secret, bro?
Yeah. Hey, if somebody turns 100 on the show, we're gonna have to make a big celebration about that.
That's a big deal.
Right? And then you're listen to us, and then you're playing fantasy football at 100 years old. That means we're special.
Jesus Christ. Yeah.
I mean, you got a whole bunch of life left. And so you're spending your time hanging out with us. I like it.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. All right, well, we're going to take a little break here. We want to give a message from the network because we want you to watch some more of our shows. So check out the Beer Chaser that's going to be coming on right after the Saints game, as soon as I hit the live button, that is. And we're having fun on that show. It's after post game show, and me and B Train most of the time. Hopefully, we have some more people. Kyle, you could jump on if you want to.
Oh yeah.
Tim, you're not welcome.
All right, I'll be there. That's when I show up most.
Yeah, so check out this ad from the Beer Chaser.
But remember when he came to the Saints? He was throwing couches out of the locker room and everything.
That's true.
And
he probably
didn't like
did.
it.
Yeah, you got to make an example out of them suckers, man. When he made an example out of some offensive tackle, I want to say when he first came in.
It was Wayne Gandy.
Wayne Gandy. That's right.
Remember to follow us on Twitter and Facebook at BSnBeer Media. Also smash the like button on YouTube and share with friends.
And now, let's look at this week's matchup.
That's right. We're going into this week's matchups. We're picking the games. Please, everybody, go over to our Twitter at BSnBeer Media, and you can join our Pick'em League. We're going to be picking games all year. We're going to shout out the top players, and we're probably going to make fun of the people at the bottom. So if you want to join in, have some fun with us, please do. We're going to drop the lowest 2 weeks for your total scores. So you always want to have some time to get in there in case you forget a week, because, it happens. You can still win the tournament here. So we have plenty of people that join with us that's been playing with us for years. So why don't you become one of those people too? So without any further ado, man, let's get into some of these games here. Actually, let me bring up the slideshow because we need that to talk about the games. So it's a one-man operation here, folks. That's what we get. All right. So again, we're going with this week matchups, and let's start off from the beginning.
The Chiefs, the Lions. The Chiefs, the Lions.
Oh, come on, repeat.
The Chiefs, the Lions.
Yeah, sorry about the repeat. Sorry about the repeat. You turn the loop off, and then you got to turn it back on like every single time.
Yeah.
Is that a picture of Tim as a young man? Like that's a picture of Tim right there.
That's me. That's me today. That was me today.
Classic Tim.
That's Tim. Yes.
We're gonna need to do a picture next week, Dale.
All right. So Detroit is going to Kansas City. Kansas City is a 6.5-point favorite. 52.5 is the total. This season opener will display two good offenses. Fantasy players should love a matchup like this. So let's start off with the Kansas City side. Pat Mahomes, quarterback one. He's facing the Lions defense that ranked 30th last year. They brought in new players in the secondary to help improve the defense, but can they also stop the run here? So what do you think here about the Kansas City side, Tim?
Oh, yeah, it's hot. It's always hot. It's Andy Reid. All right, Patrick Mahomes. So Pacheco, caught in a timeshare. Does he continue to be the short yardage back this season? That's what Dale wrote. I'm reading Dale's notes, stealing his information here. And so, but I think Pacheco is going to have a pretty good night tonight. And shoot, I will expect the top stuff from Kansas City, but of course they're going against Detroit too, and this whole 52-point over under is like great. I'm down. Yeah. I'm playing everything I get my hands on, especially Jahmyr Gibbs.
Yeah. Look, it'd be nice if I get some points from Gibbs. Be nice. Let's look at the Detroit side of things, Kyle. Jared Goff, QB 15. He had 6 top 10 QB finishes last year. So you're playing against the Chiefs, and it's a good chance they're going to be playing from behind. Kansas City is always that team that you pass against.
Yes, and that was like so apparent last season. Like, oh my God, anybody that was playing Kansas City, you had to play some wide receivers and maybe even the quarterback. Mm-hmm. Honestly, like with Detroit, like being so hyped up, it's crazy. It's a Lions team. Like I can't even believe what we're talking about right now. I don't know. I'm not sold. Like last season, they had so many games where their defense was just getting shelled. So it's more like, you know how a lot of people say Drew Brees only has those stats because he was playing with a terrible defense. He had the ball on the time, this and that. I kind of feel like it's the same thing with Detroit, where their defense was so bad that you always have the ball. So, of course you're going to get like all these opportunities.
Yeah.
I mean, like
that's a good point.
Everything on paper just looks like they got so much better. And they were one of those teams where towards the end of the season, they were getting better and better. so they have that momentum. I mean, we're gonna find out pretty soon. Not sold on it, but like they have just so many like weapons on that team right now. To me, I'm pretty excited to see what they do. I'm not 100% sold, but I have a pretty damn good feeling that they can keep up with anybody in the league, and that includes Kansas City tonight. So we'll see.
Okay. Well, let's pick this game. Kansas City, 6.5 point favorite, playing at home. Tim, who you got?
I'm going to go Lions. I like a lot of what Kyle's saying. I think it's going to be a tighter game than 6.5 points. So I'm going to take the plus 6.5.
Okay. Kyle, what you got?
Yeah, man, 6.5 is a lot. It's the NFL. Like it could go either way. I mean, Kansas City could come out and blow the doors off everybody and just show them like, hey, man, we won the Super Bowl last year and we still here. I feel like the Lions are such a gritty team with they have 6 new starters on defense. You know, you're 30th in the league on defense. You go out and you sign all these players and you have 6 new starters. So they're doing what they need to do to reverse that. So, yes, Lions 6.5 points is what I'm going to take too.
No Kelsey for Kansas City. So I'm going with Detroit plus those points.
That's a family sweep. Okay.
Whoa, it is family. Family.
Oh, it's family. That's
He
right.
said-
Hold on.
Oh,
He said
you don't have that
no-
one already. Oh, you
I
took
thought
it off a loop too. You
I
did the
thought he was
loop.
going to say no Kelsey, no problem. That's what I thought he was going to say. I thought no Kelsey, no problem. They're still going to win by a touchdown. No, it's a sweep. It's family.
Hey, Dale, get
Uh-huh.
a drink of your pink drink.
Oh, yeah.
Pull your
That's
pink
right.
thing out.
Family. That's right.
Yeah, your pink thing.
You keep talking about the color of my drink. Like, what's wrong? What's wrong with pink, bro? Like, if I'm trying to figure out.
You know what the pink thing is, right?
No, it was like ice cream flavor,
No.
right?
No, it's on a dog.
It's on the dog. Well, no, I have no idea
It's
what you're
bad.
talking about.
I'll tell you later. I'll tell you later.
Next game.
The
It's a
Browns.
South Park. It's a
The
South Park
Bengals.
show. It's a South Park show. I expected you to know it.
No,
All right.
I didn't know.
Yeah, I got you.
All right. We have Cincinnati at Cleveland. Cincinnati, a 2.5 point road favorite. We got Joe Burrow, quarterback 8. He struggled against Cleveland in the past, and he's coming off an injury. He hadn't played all preseason. He is 1-4 in his career versus the Browns, and he has thrown just 4 touchdowns and 4 picks against Cleveland over the last 3 meetings. So, Kyle, are we concerned here about Cincinnati and Joe Burrow?
I mean, it's the beginning of the season, though, so let's keep that in mind. I feel like last year was another great example. Like Cincinnati just historically starts slow. Like they don't come out, they don't have a fire under their ass. Like they just don't play well to start the season. And like this seemed like the perfect time, like for Cleveland, like to come in and capitalize on that. I still love like their offense. I love what they do. I'm not worried about anybody I drafted from Cincinnati, whether it be Mixon or Chase or Higgins, whatever. I'm not worried about that. I just know that like I've been watching these last couple of years, and like it's just a thing that they do. I don't know if there's a rhyme or a reason, but they just come out and they don't start hot. They start very slow. It takes them a while to kind of get the chemistry get going. Maybe they're just one of those teams that that's just their identity. I don't know. Couldn't tell you, but
Yeah. Listen, it's hard for me to bet against Joe, man.
I know. It's tough, but
It's so hard to bet against Joe. Like you're playing with fire, you're betting against Joe. All right. But look, man, 1-4 against the Browns. I mean, maybe they got something on him. With the division team, usually can have the number of the opposing quarterbacks, wide receivers, or whatever. they just play them better because they see them more often. So, I think I like the points here with Cleveland in this game. That's what I think I'm going with. What did you pick, Tim?
Oh, I'm going to pick Cleveland.
Okay.
I'm going to Cleveland because I think Watson's coming back, man. He had his old like preseason last year.
Okay.
And so, he took the whole year off before, and then he had those last few games at the end of the season last year, and he's going to shake the rust off, man. Be ready to roll.
Yeah. All right, let's go over to that Cleveland side. Let's talk about Sean Watson, Nick Chubb, Mari Cooper. Cooper's ranked wide receiver 17.
Mm-hmm.
His numbers against the Bengals are decent, averaging 4 catches, 68 yards a game. But he had a 7-catch, 131-yard performance in October last year against the Bengals. So we'll see if he can change or make this two times in a row where we're doing the 131 yards in a row. At least that'd be nice for people who have Amari Cooper, especially me, because I'm starting up against Tim.
I'm gonna say, I was a big fan of Cooper going in, so let's put that out there. He needs to, show up this year. I don't know. You bring up a really good point, Dale, where he's shaking the rust off. He had like a few games last year. Now he's coming out. He had all preseason, all training camp. He's gotten his rhythm. And with the amount of playmakers Cleveland has, I think they're one of the most underrated teams in the NFL by far. I'm just seeing a lot of points coming out of Cleveland. But, we could be wrong. It is the Cleveland Browns. So, we have to, kind of throw that in there somewhere. But
Cleveland Browns are going to Cleveland Brown. You're right.
They can always find a way to lose.
Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes it's just in your DNA, I guess, All right. Let's go to our next matchup here. And that is Tampa Bay. Oh, I'm sorry. I got my girl here. Who's my matchup?
The Buccaneers.
The Vikings.
I really like the little football hit. Somebody's getting lit up after this game, right?
I thought you were gonna say you like that girl. She sounds hot. It sounds.
I was curious about what girl you're talking about. I didn't know you had
one of those girls who's in the ring, holding up the cards, round 1, round 2, whatever.
Yeah,
sounds hot. Yeah.
That's a good idea.
Oh.
Probably do that. That's a really good idea, Kyle. All right, Minnesota is at Tampa Bay. Minnesota is a 5.5-point road favorite. We have Kirk Cousins coming in at quarterback 10. The Vikings are replacing Dalvin Cook with Alexander Madison, and he's ranked as the running back 17. But could they be looking to go heavy on the pass game early in the season to carry the offense? Tim, what do you think about Kirk Cousins? Because I know how much you love Kirk Cousins.
Yeah,
you had him on so many teams. You traded him a dozen times,
and traded for him.
He likes that.
Traded away, then traded for him.
Yeah. You're a Kirk Cousins expert. Tell me about Kirk Cousins.
Kirk Cousins is it's your solid. He's a solid hamburger. All right, when you want to go out to eat and you want something that's pretty damn good, you go to a new restaurant and you're like, I don't even know what this place is going to be good. Get a burger.
Yeah,
he's the solid hamburger, right?
Yeah.
Do they cook a good steak? I don't know, but you know what? Everybody can cook a damn good hamburger.
Cook a hamburger. That's right.
Kirk Cousins is your hamburger.
That's right.
All right. And that's don't get me drinking too many beers and then ask me for things like this because it comes up stupid shit. All right.
I like that, man.
And so that's what he is, man. He's just a good hamburger with some bacon and some cheese on there, and you can't really go wrong with Kirk Cousins. But you're not gonna get steak.
Right.
You're not getting that steak meal.
Right. It's not a steak dinner.
Yeah, but you're also not getting some like jacked up chicken that ain't cooked right.
But you're saying like a bacon cheeseburger. That's not a hamburger. That you said.
Yeah. I think you would have been far with the bacon and the cheese, dog.
Damn.
I think
I ruined it.
And
I ruined the whole thing.
Justin Jefferson. The toppings, and that's some damn good toppings.
He does some onion rings on there, some barbecue sauce. Yeah.
Yes, bro.
But no, I think he's got him. I think he's going to have a clear wide receiver 1 this season with Justin Jefferson, and then
sure
we'll see how Addison goes. But Madison, this is actually a pretty decent offense in my opinion. It's a top third of the league offense, and there's going to be points to be scored. So there's pieces you want. Of course, Madison being one, or any of the other running backs that could take over after Madison.
Give me your predictions on Madison for the year.
Oh shit!
Does he actually finish as a guy that you would put in your lineup?
Man, I tell you, all right. I'll explain to you. I have Madison in one of our dynasty leagues, but I also grabbed some handcuffs because I'm not sure.
Okay.
All right. I grabbed McBride in that one league before he got hurt.
They cut him, right?
He's on the practice squad now.
Okay. All right. Yeah. All right.
But they were all, everybody, the hype was coming out for McBride. That's the one I invested in, but it might end up being Ty Chandler.
Okay.
So
yeah, it's one of those wait and see things. Even early on, man, I don't picture like young running backs factoring in very much because that's just the way NFL coaches are. They got to learn to trust them.
Well, Madison, I think he's a 3-year guy.
No, I don't mean Madison. I mean like any of the other younger guys, like Chandler or whatever, like McBride, rookies and stuff like that. Like it takes a while for them to earn that trust, or the coach actually plays them. So,
gotcha.
What did you think about Madison, Kyle?
I mean, like I'm still so like hesitant.
Right.
I feel like a lot of Dalvin Cook's points last season. It was more like the offense that he was playing in. The O-line was playing out of their mind. They were, they won the NFC North. They just kicked ass. They were able to run the ball when they wanted to. That opened up all kinds of stuff for Jettas and for Kirk Cousins. Like, rule number 1, your O-line's got to block for you. And when your O-line is blocking, your offense goes, everybody gets points. Like if you have a solid O-line, you're getting points all over the place. Still not sold, but I do like him as a runner. Like there wasn't anything that really like showed me that, I don't want to trust him. He's going to be the RB1, but I saw this and I saw that. There was nothing that like made me disbelieve in Alexander Madison. So I don't know. I have high hopes. He's the RB1 on a good offense with like all kinds of weapons. As of right now, week 0, like plug him in and let's roll.
Okay. Let's look at the Bucs side of things. Let's see.
It's your boy Baker.
Yeah, Baker Mayfield. That's right. Baker Mayfield, quarterback, 26, former number 1 pick, set to make his debut with the Bucs. It's the 4th team he's played for in the past 2 years. So can he be a competent starter for the Bucs this season?
So if Baker had commercials nowadays, would he be like living in the stadium still, or would he be living in like a hutch or something? Like some cardboard hutches thrown together.
Well, he'd probably have to be living below deck on the Buccaneers boat, right?
Oh yeah,
that they got in the stadium
below deck, like all the people on Titanic.
Yeah. You got to graduate above deck, and then we'll let you have the stadium. How about that?
Yeah, because he definitely got kicked out.
Yeah,
from the Browns stadium.
Talk to me about Chris Godwin, because with Baker Mayfield being a quarterback, I mean, can you see him keeping up his production? He's ranked as a wide receiver 23 right now.
I mean, if you're going to take any wide out on that team, obviously, I know Tim has his rule, like 30 years old and up. I know, Tim. I know. I've listened to you. I promise. I'm getting the information. But still, like, you cannot deny, like, this fucking guy over and over and over again, he gets 1,000 yards, like clockwork, every single year that he plays. Do I expect him to get it this year? Maybe not. Are there going to be any Buccaneer wide receivers that get over 1,000 yards this year? Honestly, maybe not. I surely hope so. Like, I really do. As a Saints fan, hope that Tampa Bay takes a gigantic shit on themselves, along with Atlanta and Carolina. As a true like diehard Saints fan, but if there's anybody on Tampa, I'm taking Mike Evans. You have to over Chris Godwin. You can't trust any. You can't trust a wide receiver 2 on an offense you have no faith in. One person. If you're going to take one person, I'm not even taking Rashad White. I'm taking Mike Evans over Chris Godwin. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that's just the way I'm feeling right now.
There we go. Kyle is planting his flag. Like it.
Oh no. There was never a discussion. Okay, this is Who Dat Nation. Like this is the BSnBeer media. Come on now. Like we are. I hope Tampa Bay takes a gigantic shit, and but still, man, Mike Evans he is Mike Evans. Like if that makes sense,
Yeah.
1,000 yards every year, like clockwork. But I have no faith in Baker. I'll give you that. For sure.
Yeah. Right. Exactly.
Yeah. For a whole season? No. Maybe a game. If you sign him for that one game and then you come out and play him, he's gonna get you this crazy comeback win, whatever. A whole season of Baker, no thank you.
There was talk though that Baker throws a nice deep ball. I'm talking about Evans and Baker picking it hitting off from that deep ball. So yeah.
All right, we will see. Let's pick the game. We have, we have Minnesota at Tampa Bay. Minnesota, the 5.5 point road favorite. Kyle, who you got?
Oh man, I got Minnesota, and I got them by 30, 40 points because I hate Tampa Bay. No, honestly, I know it's a road game. But Minnesota was a much better team last season. They have a lot more pieces coming back. Tampa Bay with their departures. I don't think they can keep up with a team like Minnesota. I feel like the NFC South is really that much worse than the NFC North. Like the bad teams in the NFC North are still so much better than the bad teams in the NFC South. So give me Minnesota and they'll cover it. Yeah, by a touchdown.
All right. Tim, who you got?
I'm taking Minnesota.
All right.
Just because there's so many question marks on Tampa Bay side. So.
Yep.
Yeah.
Listening to Kyle. Kyle, you talked me into it. Minnesota minus the 5.5. Everybody drink.
Family.
Yes, sir. All right. And we will go over to our last game, the main event.
What game could that be?
The Titans.
What game are we talking about?
That's right. The Saints versus the Titans. The Titans come into New Orleans. New Orleans is a 3.5 point favorite. The total for this game, 41 points. On the Tennessee side, we have Ryan Tannehill, quarterback, 28. He averaged only 14 points, fantasy points per game last season. And we have Derrick Henry, who's ranked a running back 7. He's led the NFL in carries 3 of the last 4 years and has averaged 22 yards an attempt since 2019.
22.7 rushing attempts per game.
Yeah, 22.7 rushing attempts per game since
22 yards
2019.
22 yards per attempt is pretty good, Dale.
Yeah, there you go. Good stuff.
You should.
That's good
Hey,
stuff.
get another drink real quick.
No. But look, he's coming up against New Orleans, who struggled against the run last year. What do we see from Tennessee on Sunday, Tim?
Oh man, so we got Hopkins over here, Tannehill. You know, Tannehill's kind of he's a hamburger guy too. All right.
Well,
I get what you're saying. Like that's a good analogy. Guy. It is.
With 14 points a game, that's a hamburger.
That's an average.
That's a 6-piece nugget. That's what that is.
Oh shit! It's not all right. But you know, Tennessee, their defense is, a little bit more strong than it's in the past. It was more strong, so they didn't have to score as many points, and they really ran off that run game and controlling the clock. So that's where Henry excelled at. And let me have another drink since I said that wrong.
Wait, for Tannehill, are we talking 14 fantasy points for him a game?
That's what the stats said. 14 fantasy points per game.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't think he had any wide receivers last year though. Name a Tennessee wide receiver last year.
Exactly. They had Burks, who was was he a rookie that year? Last year was a rookie.
And
they had nobody. Yeah.
No, they had this other dude they drafted in the second round. Let me get to it.
But he wasn't good enough for you to. It's
like 3 names or something. Nick Westbrook, whatever.
Exactly.
Oh, Westbrook. Yeah. They did have
see
Westbrook guy.
They had some guys.
Some guy I barely know. I can IKEA. Nick Westbrook IKEA.
Yeah, that guy.
Right. And
Westbrook.
So, oh man.
He's gonna kill me if that guy ever sees me.
So, but really kind of looking at this thing a little bit closer since we talked about it on Labor Day with the Titans fan. Shout out to Tawny.
Yeah, Tawny. She's doing great. She knew exactly what she was talking about. She had all these facts. I was impressed.
Yeah, she was a good guess. For sure. But after really looking at this O-line, I think they're gonna have some trouble just blocking, period. And I'm talking about for the run game, I'm talking about for the pass game too. I think Tennessee is gonna struggle on that side of the ball.
By the way, Dale, real quick, off topic, real quick. We're recording this on a Thursday. Boom. Kickoff just happened and it has started. We are here, so thank you guys. I'm happy to be here. It was a touchback, but yeah, we're here. I literally have to go clean my shorts after this because it just came. So yeah, I'm like so incredibly happy. I didn't mean to cut you off, Dale, but kickoff has happened. We are here, and I'm gonna go cry about it later. So
all right, well, let's look at the Saints side of things. With Derek Carr coming in ranked QB 20. The Titans pass defense, they gave up 19 fantasy points per game to the opposing quarterback last year. This looks like a pretty good matchup, but I think who's probably going to be the number one matchup is going to be Jamal Williams. He comes in ranked as running back 27, with Kamara serving that 3-game suspension and Kendre Miller dealing with the hamstring injury. He's probably not going to be available. So I can see Williams getting 20-plus carries this week and doing this thing like he was back in Detroit. What you think, Kyle?
Do we think that drop-off, so you're saying Jamal Williams is an RB27 this week?
Yes.
So imagine Kamara, he doesn't have his suspension. He's playing week 1. Is he the RB27?
Yeah.
Are you fucking is it really that big of a drop off? I know. Yeah. Kamara has looked amazing. He has looked like absolute stud. He's back to his, he looks as good as he's ever looked in his career.
Yeah.
Is that like, is that bumping him from RB27 to what? RB15? Like, what are we talking about?
I mean, honestly,
run game?
if I'm ranking him, I'm putting him like right around Gibbs, Walker.
Like top 10? Like where are we at?
15. Like, yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Hey, look. I'll give you my 2 cents.
Yes, we need a non-Saints fan opinion. Right. Give it to us straight. Come on, Tim.
I wouldn't rank him much higher. I'd rank him like 6-7 spots higher, 20, 21, somewhere in that range.
Okay.
In the middle of the pack for RB2. So, I mean, that's where I haven't seen it in years past, the last like year and a half, 2 years or so. I haven't seen the old Kamara. So, we'll see what happens.
I'm pretty sure the reason why you haven't really seen him because we haven't been running the right offense. I don't know what the hell we've been running.
Yeah.
These quarterbacks we've been having. So,
I got you. But we'll see.
Kyle, what are we thinking about Chris Olave, who comes in ranked as the wide receiver 11 today?
I mean, like, just like keep it simple. Like, y'all saw Derek Carr throw this deep ball to Devontae Adams last season, and how did that go? Like, let me know how that went because I had Devontae Adams on a bunch of my teams, and he carried my ass to the Super Bowl. Literally carried me because his quarterback could throw him that deep ball. Like, they were on the same page. They had good chemistry. They were able to, push the ball downfield. Like, what is Olave's number one strength? Like, this is – if you're just looking at it, like, from, like, a, on paper, like, this is, like, a dream scenario. Somebody who throws, like, a great deep ball and somebody who can run under that, like, deep ball. On paper, sure, but, like, what does that mean when you come out and you line up week one? When you have, Michael Thomas, one of the best, historically, one of the best receivers in the league ever. He's got, the stats to prove it. The seasons he had with Brees, he was a stud. Can he come back and be that guy, which would push Olave to a number 2? Like, there's only one ball to go around. So we're going to kind of have to see where Michael Thomas is at. Like, he looked great when he played the first couple of games last season, but, super small sample size. You can't really base anything off of that. So I will throw in Rashid Shaheed is also a great, deep ball runner. Great, if you want to just chuck it deep and have somebody go and run under it. Rashid Shaheed is fast, and he will do that.
Yes, sir.
I just like this. It's still obviously week 0 where we have nothing to go off of. That one series that they played in the preseason, we're not gonna, I'm not thinking about that whatsoever.
It was beautiful though.
It really absolutely was. That one drive was clean. They had everything going. They converted their third down. Like it looked beautiful. But yeah, man, this is still a work in progress. They might be one of those teams, like I was talking about, how Cincinnati's a slow starter. It might be one of those situations where they start slow, but they have a shit schedule. Like all these ratings say, yeah, they have the easiest schedule in the entire league. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, man, on paper, this team is looking fantastic. And any Saints fan could tell you, like, we are like so hyped. We are in a terrible division. Like, this is our year. Like,
that's right.
Come out and do it. So
let's go. All right. The Saints are a 3.5 point favorite playing at home versus Tennessee. Tim, who you got?
All right, man. I'm gonna go Saints, man, because I think you're gonna win by more than 4.
Tim, oh thank God.
I'm just saying. Yeah.
Okay. Kyle?
I would have absolutely been butthurt, Tim. I'm sorry.
Oh.
I'm gonna be there. I'm taking Cassandra. This is gonna be my girlfriend's first Saints game.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
So I'm taking her my my future mother-in-law. Shout out to Brooke. Shout out to Good Sandra's mom, Brooke. She bought me tickets to the Saints game for my first Father's Day.
Oh yeah,
What?
yeah.
And here we are.
That's
And,
the MVP
we're
right
like,
there.
you know, like a
You're
few
right.
days away. Like I literally want to. I
Is-
feel like I want to call Brooke and be like, "Look, you're amazing. I love you." Yeah, I'm
You know-
taking Sandra with me, and we're gonna do the damn thing, man.
Is Brooke single? Because Dale's kind of looking.
I don't think so, but she's way in California, so
That's right.
might be
Yeah.
a little bit of commute for you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Dale's
no, I'm taking my team in front of my face, watching this live. I'm taking the Saints to win. I'm gonna say I took. Let's just go, just because it's the Saints. I'm gonna say 31-17.
That's a big win.
Okay. All right. It leaves me now. So I am early in the week.
No,
I picked the Titans.
I don't want to hear it.
because
I want to hear it.
Oh,
I know you do.
my thought was, listen, you're playing Derrick Henry, the first game of the season. You hadn't been tackling all off season. Tackling takes a while to happen in the NFL. It just that's just what it is.
Yeah.
And so I picked the Titans. But after really looking at their offensive line, they can't block nobody. I'm telling you. The Saints are going to eat on that defensive line. We're going to put up points on the offense. Give me the Saints minus the 3.5.
Wow.
Whoa,
Change
family.
Everybody drink up.
Get your pink drink.
That's right. Let's go, Saints.
I like it.
All right. Well, that's going to wrap up our show for this week. We do appreciate everybody from joining us. Again, a happy 100th birthday to Uncle Leroy Jr.
Yeah.
Shout out.
Good.
So, as usual, I want to leave you guys with this.
I hate you guys so very, very much.
And we'll see y'all later.
Love it.